So Hickox. Okay, so you and I were talking about this video, and meanwhile, guys, welcome to the show. So Spain is still happening, and like we said, I think it was on Friday. We said if this goes longer than this weekend, then it's clearly a huge problem. We looked at this video earlier, and this is a young white Spanish woman, we assume, welcoming the migrants who are rushing into her country. And she wants to be on the right side of history. And this post says, if she's lucky, well, there's a report that she might be missing, but this post says if she's lucky, she's dead. The alternative is far more horrifying. She welcomed them and waved them in. Then two of them told her she was beautiful and asked if she could take them somewhere to eat. Well, the community note states that the blonde woman in this video is not missing. The missing person report in Ceuta is from this period is for 14-year-old Hasney, who has dark hair and dark eyes. I don't know if that's supposed to make it better that the person who's missing is 14 years old, but this picture is the picture of suicidal empathy that we're seeing across Europe. And we're going to be looking at Nick Shirley's report on the situation in Spain. Nick Shirley got on a plane and went to Spain to see the situation for himself. We were told that the crisis is over. The Spanish government said that the migrants had returned to Morocco. The Moroccan government said they haven't returned, and we saw a video yesterday of the border patrol in Morocco throwing rocks at their own citizens who are trying to get back into their country. So the situation is getting worse. Hickox, before we look at Nick Shirley's report, what do you have to say about this? Because we had a lot to say. Your lovely wife had a lot to say about this picture. And
Maybe
she
we should
hasn't
be able
seen
to
the
catch
picture
next
yet.
stream.
Yeah, she hasn't seen the picture yet, but she did see one other picture that I showed you guys. I think I can show that before. So while you're talking, I'm going to find that photo and then just put it up on the screen because it is like for me it is horror. It's horrific that is what people allow into their countries, and they think that they're on the right side of history. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so whenever I first saw that video, I watched your stream afterwards yesterday. With this video of this young woman, honestly, at first I was thinking, oh well, maybe she's doing a self-recording, and then I
Yeah,
realized that if she was doing a self-recording, her camera would not be held that way. And then I realized the angle of it and everything. Again, I look at the little details like this. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
she's videoing them coming in, and
yeah,
she's waving them. So she's waving them in, well, getting caught waving them in while also trying to get a video for clout. So, yeah, I honestly I can't stand people like that. Now with my wife, yeah, she doesn't watch too much anything that has to do with politics.
yeah,
Believe it or not, I'm the one that's literally walking around on my phone and I'm listening to all different things going on. And so, say if I have to go to the kitchen or whatnot and cook or get the dishes done, I'll prop my phone up and I'll have something playing.
yeah,
And if she comes in there, she's immediately interested in what's going on because, well, people are idiots, and it's basic common sense. That's why I love my wife. I don't have to deal with any of this nonsense from her, especially whenever it comes to stupidity. I mean, honestly. But, yeah, she, even for her, as the Democrats will say, uneducated white woman, right?
yeah,
Um, yeah, she's got more common sense in her left pinky finger than these Democrats do in their entire being. But leave that on. But yeah, whenever looking at the your stream yesterday, as we was talking before, whenever they was throwing the rocks and then there was the picture, and I know that you had questions if it was AI. Again, looking at the details, from the angle of where the video was shot to the angle of the picture, it was definitely two different people.
Mm,
One that was video recording, and the other person was taking a picture
yeah,
because you had the side of the person for the video and the front of the person for the picture. So,
yeah.
yeah, there's a good chance that that was very much real. And whoever took that picture, damn good shot. You got some damn good detail in that one.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, honestly, with Spain right now, it's an utter disaster. Morocco is literally taking over the little part that Spain has of
yeah.
the continent.
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone posted something earlier. We're gonna get to the Nick Shirley story in a bit. Now, um, when you follow stories like this, you always have the woke mob jump out to say, well, that part that part of the country is on the African continent and shares a border with Morocco. Therefore, Spain should return Ceuta to Morocco. And this is one of the things that this is one of the recurring themes over the weekend, where people are essentially saying that this is not an invasion. This is Morocco trying to take back land that was stolen. You know, that stolen land narrative that the left always tries to push. They're like, this is stolen land. Spain should give it back. And then this person here gives a great history lesson. Goodness, I wish we could jump into the Nick Shirley video in a bit, but let's just read this, okay? So he breaks down how the land eventually became Spanish land. All right. So he says, sure, let's start the clock in 711 AD, and see who owes who. In 711, a Berber commander named Tariq ibn Ziyad crossed from North Africa and landed in Spain. His launch point was Ceuta. Within 7 years, almost the entire Iberian Peninsula was under Arab occupation. Remember, they invaded Spain. Governed from Damascus, by 732, the Arab raiders were even at Tours, deep inside France. They had invaded Europe. Taking it back took 781 years. Uh, Covadonga Covadonga in 722, Toledo in 1085, Lisbon in 1147, Las Navas de Tolosa in 1212, Cordoba in 1236, Valencia in 1238, Seville in 1248. Portugal finished in 1249. Like, this was over 700 years of taking back territory that had been invaded, attacked, and taken by the Berbers, by the Muslims. Portugal finished in 1249, then Faro fell. When Faro fell, the Portuguese-Spanish border had barely moved since it is and is has barely moved since and is one of the oldest continuous borders in Europe. Castile and Aragon needed another 243 years. What was left was Granada, which survived from 1238 mostly by paying tribute to Castile and waiting out Christian civil wars. Here is the part none of these Ceuta is a Spanish colony shills talk about. In 1415, King Yao, or Zhao of Zhao is Chinese. King Yao, the first of Portugal, sailed across the strait and took Ceuta from the Marinids in a single day. One of his sons was Henry the Navigator. The age of discovery starts here. So Portugal was conquering African soil, while European soil, less than 300 kilometers to the northwest, was still under Muslim rule. Boabdil, the last Nasrid Sultan of Granada, handed the keys to the Alhambra to the Alhambra to Ferdinand II of Aragon and Isabella I of Castile on 2nd January 1492, marking the end of nearly 8 centuries of Muslim rule in Iberia. Later that same year, the Catholic monarchs issued the Alhambra decree ordering the expulsion of Jews who refused to convert to Christianity. Coincidentally, 1492 also marked the beginning of Spain's rise as a global power, ushering in the Spanish Golden Age. For context and scale, the First Crusade began in 1096. That is 385 years after Spain was invaded. Anyone who starts this story with the Crusades is starting in the middle, because people keep saying that Christians, or sorry, that Christians need to be ashamed of the Crusades. The Crusades were instigated by the Muslims. They started the fight. Also, Spain never conquered Ceuta. In 1580, the Portuguese royal line died out and Philip II inherited the throne. When Portugal broke away again in 1640, Ceuta chose Madrid. Portugal formally ceded it in the Treaty of Lisbon in 1668. Ceuta has been in Iberian hands since 1415, 611 years uninterrupted. Spanish hands since 1640 by treaty, since 1668, that is 386 and 358 years. Morocco was Morocco independent Morocco independent in its current form since 1956, 70 years. Ceuta was Roman, then Byzantine, then fought over by Visigoths, then taken by Arab armies around 710. It has never been part of an independent Morocco, not one single day. Before anyone calls Ceuta a colony, explain what was founded in Andalusia in 711. Go ahead. I'm waiting. I love this guy. Am I following this guy? I'm not. I'm going to give him a follow. So now that was a long read, and for the people who are allergic to facts, I'm sure their brains have been fried by all the facts that were dropped, because there were dates, there were incidents, and as long as you're bringing the facts, I'm game. I'm looking at all these dates, and I'm sure if we hit a grok and simply ask, is this true, or are all these facts accurate? It's a quick fact check. So let's see. Okay. Let's see. Let me just ask, are these facts true? Someone is going to be watching this video in a few days and claim that I am asking a leading question. So in other words, Grok says, yes, the core facts are accurate. Okay, so let's move on. So I just wanted to read that, because that narrative has been making the rounds that Ceuta is a colony and Morocco is old Ceuta, and Ceuta should be returned. Morocco never owned Ceuta. Ceuta was never a part of independent Morocco. Ceuta has been in play for over 1,000 years, and Morocco never owned it.
I
So
mean,
that's
it
just
says it
something.
right there. Never Moroccan. Ceuta has no history as part of the independent Moroccan state.
Yeah, but you will never hear the leftists acknowledge this. Okay, so we've
Hold on, one thing
spent.
before, so I could add on to that real quick
Go
is,
ahead.
did people just forget about history?
Yes, because history is inconvenient.
Well, one thing I like to point out, right? And this is going to be very controversial, but the Spanish, right? What were they known for? They were known for their over the seas trades. I mean, even now to this day, people are still searching for sunken Spanish ships to be able to get the Spanish gold.
Yeah.
And even with the what was it? The British the British kings, right? The royal vessels. How many times did they compete with the Spanish over trade routes? They, if you actually look back at it, the England royals were quite fixated on Spain because they thought Spain was trying to beat them in class,
Mm.
whereas Spain was literally just opening up new routes to trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those trades that, again, they're right there next to Africa.
Yeah.
And if anybody actually looks through the past history, I mean, they were the ones that the Africans sold people that they captured, right?
Yeah.
And therefore, the Spanish now had people as property, took them all over the world, sold them all over the world. It they don't people just don't want to believe history. It, these people had such a grip on the open ocean that people of today would not understand.
Well, it was a Portuguese. No, it was a Spanish sailor who discovered the North American continent.
Yes.
So, while everyone is belly aching, like, when you hear the arguments that are being made, okay, you know that they're intentionally editing history in real time. Now, when you were talking about how people don't pay attention to history, um, here's a post that came up while I was researching for this show today, and I felt, well, maybe I'll just put this in my back pocket. All right. So this is a response to this post, an inconvenient truth. So this person, this account, Sankara Dispatch, which is, I'm sure it's an African who is trying to grift the whole racism and slavery thing. Every time Black people have these events in North America and in Europe, why is it that they always talk about slavery and everything? All the history of the Black race cannot be knuckled down or condensed into slavery. That is not the entirety of the of Black history. But you know what? Whenever you talk about Black history, the very first thing that these shields point out is slavery. Well, I digress. So this guy posted and says, slavery is white people's worst crime. And then he posts this image of course of a sculpture, depicting Black people in chains. And then the community note, I love community notes. It says, the monument in this image is located in Zanzibar and depicts one of the country's last slave markets, which was run by the Arabs and closed, hold on, and closed by the British in 1873. I have zero respect for anyone whose whose grasp on history begins and ends with slavery. Zero. It means I'm not talking to someone who wants to have a good faith conversation about history. They want to have this axe hanging over white people to say you guys are evil. So there, and you can't have a conversation with such people. All
Now,
right.
the only reason I brought it up was because the Spanish held like one of the largest uh, sailing routes
Yeah.
for trade, right?
Yeah.
That was the only reason I brought it up because they weren't just they were trading in all different kinds of things: gold, precious metals, gems, spices was a big one, right?
Yeah.
Uh, oh, what was the other one? Perfumes. perfumes was a huge thing because it was, you get to be able to smell nice. Soaps, essential oils, different stuff like that. So it wasn't just one thing. They had a vast market for trade, and it was because, hey, we've got this little gap here. We know how to sail a ship. We can make a business out of this. And guess what? It worked. But nobody's going to blame them for what happened in the past. Why? Because they were successful.
Yeah. Here's this quote. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dragging this out. You guys came to watch Nick Shirley.
Yeah, I didn't mean for it to jump over like this, but I had to point it out because it's a part of history that nobody wants to teach anymore. I'm like, please learn your history. If you actually want to say something about history, learn it.
Oh, and talking about history, no one does history, in my opinion, as well as Tom Sowell. And Tom Sowell says more whites were brought as slaves to North Africa than blacks brought as slaves to the United States or to the 13 colonies from which it was formed. White slaves were still being bought and sold in the Ottoman Empire decades after blacks were freed in the United States.
I mean, honestly, if you look at it right now, I mean, it's still going on in some countries.
Oh, it's still going on. Now, I don't want to bore, like, these are the kinds of deep dives that I like to do, but I respect the demands or the desires of the audience. So if the audience isn't, here for a deep dive into the history of slavery, okay, we have to honor their time. So let's watch this video by Nick Shirley. He just released it. We're going to watch a bit of it. And, the question has always been, what's going on in Ceuta? And most of the videos that I've played, I played this lady's video, and she speaks in Spanish all through. So we have the interpretation of what she said up here in the caption. And, it's in Spanish. And it's like, okay, these people might be making things up. We have this person here. This is what's actually going on in Ceuta. Mainstream media won't tell you. And this is again.
Vamos a España. Vamos a España.
So basically, the police told them, the Moroccan police opened the door and said, go. You all go. Okay,
really?
Guys, if the military says to you, you have to go back.
I mean, it makes sense.
Would you go back?
No back do Morocco.
No back. Never. The mainstream media, the news. They are telling us as Dutch people, only 1,000 left here. No la verdad.
False. Now, minimum. In Ceuta, minimum 10,000.
What?
Minimum 10,000.
Van de ongeveer 50.000 migranten zijn er 48.300 terug naar Marokko.
The statement that only 1,300, according to the mainstream media, my country, NOS, were left here is total bullshit. Look at it, guys. Look at it. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. How many of you are still here? Ask them.
¿Cuántos? 15.000 aquí ahora. Sí. Ahora.
No, 50,000. 15,000. 15,000 still here. 50,000.
Sí.
Okay.
Barcelona.
Madrid.
España.
Hollanda.
No, Morocco.
Go to Hollanda. That's my country. As you can see, these guys have no plans at all to return back to Morocco. When you came from Morocco to Spain, the Moroccan military said, go. You can go. They didn't stop you.
No, didn't.
And the Spanish guys?
Didn't stop.
Spanish didn't stop you. Moroccan border didn't stop you. Police dormait. So basically he is saying police was sleeping. Moroccan police encouraged those guys to come to Spain. How many people of you crossing the border are still here in Quetta? 6,000 still here.
6,000, yes.
So even they are confirming that 1,000 is totally inaccurate, is totally false, doesn't add up with the real numbers. How many do you think are still here, Pete? 10K minimum. Yeah, around that. Yeah. So guys, the random beach in Siena. One thing I noticed, it's full of guys who crossed the border several days ago, the Moroccan border, from Morocco to Spain. And I see only men, only young men trying to get through Europe, other European countries, Spain or France or Germany, Holland maybe. According to them, I spoke a few, they are not planning to go back to Africa, to the Moroccan border anymore. Not at all. They are planning to move up Europe. Once they hit Spanish ground, they are simply not able to send them back because of all kind of rules, European rules.
Look at that.
Look at it, guys, look at it.
So they know that once they break into Europe illegally, the EU has set up rules that makes it virtually impossible to send them back.
Yeah, because with the prime minister passing that that law or rule or whatever it was that bypassed the I can't remember how their parliament. It gave amnesty to they said 100,000.
Yeah.
But they didn't reach that goal. So these people that are still there are still hoping to be part of that 100,000.
Hello guys. Hello. Hello guys. To be fair guys, can you actually blame those kids for coming here? I don't think you can blame them for trying, because
I've said this before and I'm saying it again. You can't blame these people when Europe or the United States says to them, our borders are open, we're going to rip apart our borders, come right in. You can't blame them because most of them live in very horrible circumstances. And then you're like, okay, you guys are here now. It's time to deport you. You know, it's crazy that we're having this conversation because it's like, what did you expect? What did you expect when you told these people to show up or to come? What did you expect when you were advertising yourself, rewarding people for breaking immigration law? What did you expect? I'm going to keep playing till we wrap up, and then we'll skip over to Nick. Look, Nick Shirley is like the icing on the cake. So let's just finish this up. We've just been taking detours. Let's finish this up and then we'll listen to Nick.
Because if there are no jobs in Morocco, if they're just economically a worse situation or not as good as in Spain and the rest of Europe, can you blame those guys for coming? I don't think you can. And apparently Morocco opened his doors 5 days ago and Spain also opened his doors. So this was no incident, guys.
Right. Just line them up at your end. We'll watch Nick and then we can. Okay, so let's watch Nick. So here's Nick's video. He just posted it 2 hours ago. Hopefully he's already gotten almost 500,000 views. He's gotten 500,000 views already on this video. Here is the truth from Ceuta, Spain. 60,000 plus migrants from Morocco's border stormed the small town and are now hiding in the mountains and city to reach mainland Europe. Moroccan migrants said Moroccan authorities let them through their border, and Spain literally opened their gates upon arrival. Many migrants thank Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez for opening the border. Ceuta is now effectively shut down due to looting concerns, and the military is losing power as migrants outnumber them and continue to escape into the mountains. Now, thousands of military-aged men are set to spread throughout Europe due to one country's failure. This is appalling. Let's go.
This is a crazy situation right now.
Pedro Sánchez, gracias. Pedro Sánchez, viva España, viva España.
Do you think it will take vigilantes to actually make a difference here inside of
I'm
Europe?
the fucking first vigilante here. They're gonna fear me.
¿Por qué mujeres no vinieron aquí? Now they're all coming down, being walked down the mountain right now. Here in Spain, they received over 60,000 migrants who came across from the Moroccan border into the country of Spain. This is mainland Spain right behind me. However, right now I'm heading over to Ceuta, which is actually a town in Spain. However, it is on the African continent. There's a few towns that are part of Spain that are on the African continent, and Ceuta is one of them. Literally over 60,000 migrants came across their border. But a lot of people are wondering what actually happened. So therefore, we're heading there right now to see it for ourselves. These migrants quite literally came over by the truckloads into Spain, and people are wondering if it's a coordinated attack or if it was just the Moroccans that were coming over and seeking for a better life, or if it was an actual invasion. And just recently, in April, the Prime Minister of Spain came out with a plan to give over 500,000 migrants legal status here inside of the country. Right now, we're heading over to Ceuta to see it for ourselves. We'll be speaking with the migrants themselves, with the Spaniards, and we'll even be going to the border to see what actually happened here inside this town. And right now, if you are not subscribed to the channel, we're so close to 2 million subscribers. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and now let's see what is actually happening. Here we go. Now to start, I met up with citizen vigilante by the name Mancia, who saw and predicted that the migrants were coming just days before.
Wow.
Now let's go see what is happening. We've arrived now, and we're here with Mancia. Mancia's from here in Spain. Right now we have a group of men right here. Look, they're covering up their faces. ¿Eres de Morocco? You from Morocco?
No ladrones, no carteristas.
¿Por qué vinieron aquí a España?
No hablar mucho.
Trabajo.
Trabajando, no carteristas, no ladrones.
Cruzaste nadando.
Yeah.
Nadando. Okay. These people don't want to leave. They want to go to Europe. They want to go to Spain. So that's their mission here. That's why they crossed by swimming.
On July 31st was the day when quite literally 60,000 people came across. And right now, a lot of those young men have returned back to Morocco. But now you just have groups of these men walking around this town. Just like this one right here.
These groups are creating insecurity. The military are here as well.
Doing nothing.
He said one thing. He said, this is Morocco. One of them said, this is Morocco because they think this is Morocco, but Spain, this has been Spanish since 400 years. 400 years before Morocco got his independence. So it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like we read earlier.
They say this is Morocco.
Is this the first stop for most migrants to head up into the rest of Europe?
Yes, this is the main door, the main gate. Yeah.
And right now we're heading to the border. Here we go. We've made it here to the border, and a lot of these migrants are actually now going back to Morocco. So for instance, right here we have a group of Moroccans that are now going back to Morocco. So right here is where they all came into the country, and right now they're going back to Morocco. Now there are still thousands upon thousands of migrants out inside the city, and we'll be finding them in just a moment. However, it's super important for you guys to understand exactly what happened at the border. So this is the border right now. We do have some people that are turning themselves in, and now they're saying just go back to Morocco. And it looks like you guys do have some floaties out now to stop people from coming in. Were those there before?
The thing is, I don't understand why they didn't put this before when this started. Why now? Why?
Yeah.
Now? That's my question.
Do you think it was coordinated to let them all come in?
Yeah, and you know, the question he just asked is the question, like, all of the politicians who were asleep at the wheel or pretended to be asleep at the wheel need to be fired and prosecuted. They need to be fired and prosecuted. The reason why things like this happen and will continue to happen is bureaucrats create these catastrophes, say, well, I'm sorry, I'm resigning, and nobody goes to jail. They have to, like, they literally have to go to jail. They have to be prosecuted for every single crime that was committed by these migrants when they broke into the country. They have to be prosecuted for everyone who was assaulted. People have to go to jail. Same for North America. Same for North America. Anyone who allows this kind of insanity to happen needs to be prosecuted and sent to jail. Not showing up on mainstream media and calling out the opposition and saying that they are being targeted and then writing a book. It's crazy. I'm really frustrated by this, because now they're setting up all these floaties, and these floaties should have been put up decades ago.
Didn't put these.
I kid you not. Talking with my wife about it, I actually showed her the map of it, and even she was like, "Well, maybe we need to extend the wall out a bit further."
No, you do. No, but no, look, seriously, this whole issue of immigration and migrants has essentially been weaponized. It's been weaponized. It's being used now as a political tool to degrade conservative votes. It has. In Nigeria, and I barely talk about Nigeria. I barely do, because most of the audience here are from North America, from the United States. I barely talk about Nigeria. The thing going on in northern Nigeria is that you have these roaming bandits who pretend to be cattle rearers. Okay, they literally take herds of cattle and walk across the country, and most of them are armed with automatic weapons. And when they happen upon villages that are predominantly Christian, they raid those villages in the middle of the night, driving out the occupants or killing them all and taking over their land. What do you call that? And the people who happen to be doing this happen to be Muslim.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Honestly, it sounds. I don't know not much about Morocco. I'm gonna admit that, but apparently it's bad enough that people are fleeing. What I'm thinking is Morocco is just trying to regain territory that has become profitable.
Well, it was never theirs in the first place. So saying regain.
Well, I mean, continent-wise, land-wise.
Yeah.
Because they think that it's part of their land instead of being separated by the water. That's the only thing that I could possibly think of.
Well, the problem is the problem is that if they think if they think that way about Ceuta or Cuta or Cuerta, I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Like, how do you say that specifically? Because I've been hearing different dialects for it.
Yeah, well, Nick speaks Spanish fluently, and he pronounced it very. Well, I'm sure that they would mention the name, as we go along. Now, so let's keep going. We're we're running our commentary, but if Morocco wants to claim that simply because Ceuta or Cuerta is a land border, meaning that it actually belongs to Morocco, then Morocco can equally claim that because it shares a land border with another African country, that country belongs to them.
Exactly.
So
I'm over here looking at one of those other live streams that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
And I'm going through like translating, and apparently it's not. It's going on all over the world. Apparently the Dominican Republic was invaded by Haitians. They flooded the country.
Okay, can you show that real quick before we go back
translation?
No, just the feed, just the feed, and then we'll come back to this. we're going to end with this story in a bit. We're going to try and behave ourselves, guys. I said to you guys last week that, hey, why don't we figure out how to make the live streams shorter so that we can so that we can have more people enjoy the replay. But
oh my
it doesn't
God, look
seem
at
to
all
be,
that trash.
yeah, like, and the thing that irritates me about these stories is that the left continues to make it appear that these people come into Europe or North America and they improve the place. And I'm thinking to myself, are you blind, or are you guys just so twisted in your conscience that you would see the destruction these people are bringing into the communities that they settle in? Now, guys, we're not talking about legal immigrants. We're talking about illegal aliens.
Look at there.
Who,
You got little kids in there as well.
where are their parents? Like, oh, jeez.
While you was talking, I've been watching, and there was a couple times where young boys, I'd have to say anywhere from maybe 7 to 8 years old, were being escorted by police because they went through the water with the rest of them.
Yeah. Where are their parents? Like, I don't know, guys.
But listen, I can tell you right now that this definitely isn't any type of, oh wow, rushing them back into the water. But I could tell you right now that this isn't anything that like the West has done. I remember, I can't remember which country it was. Whenever the war was going on and they was getting ready for the planes to come in, they would literally put tags on their children and put them on to trains to be sent out of the country for their protection.
Yeah.
They would have a sponsor whenever they got there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see that here. They're literally throwing their kids to the wolves and hoping they survive.
Well, I don't think they're hoping they survive. There are stories out of Africa, especially out of the parts of Africa that are predominantly Muslim, that would shock you about how they perceive children.
I mean, honestly,
they
it
perceive
probably
children.
wouldn't shock me too much. I've heard quite a few horror stories from military members that have been deployed around the world, and even for my great grandfather, uh, he nearly lost his mind going to be in the war. So it honestly, it doesn't shock me. There you go. There's that little boy I was talking about.
Yeah.
He could be around like 10 years old, but still, I mean, that one looks like he's around 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Go away, ad.
Well, I like this ad. I prefer these kinds of ads than the ones that basically take over the screen and shut you out of the stream. It's that's better.
Yeah, it's literally just crazy. I mean, look at this is where the military was lining up on the beach. They had boats out in the water, pushing people into shore, but they had the military on the beach keeping them in the water. I honestly, I don't understand the stance there. I mean, was they hoping that they would come on shore to be arrested then? I can't really give too much into it because I have no idea.
So so the question now, this doesn't look like a live stream. It looks like a live compilation. It's almost like they already compiled all the footage and they're just streaming it, so that's not exactly Like if you're like looking at a live stream where you have someone who's literally just in one location and he's following these people around, it's hard to do. It's hard to
Well,
do.
honestly, I don't even think that that's really allowed. I have been trying to find a live camera because I know that there is people doing live videos, but I'm thinking the medias like YouTube and other sites are preventing them being shown.
Yeah.
Because I know they're out there. People, everybody's got a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
People would be streaming, but if you try to look it up, you will not find a single one. I started noticing it during the riots here in the United States, and you would have had to know the account's name to be able to look it up, or already be linked to it to be able to get notified. Otherwise, it would never show up, even if you search for it.
All right. Let's dip back into the Nick Shirley video.
It looks like you guys do have some floaties out now to stop people from coming in. Were those there before?
The thing is, I don't understand why they didn't put this before when this started. Why now? Why now? That's my question.
Do you think it was coordinated to let them all come in that day?
It's coordinated because I cannot imagine a country like Morocco, which is investing heavily in cybersecurity, in military, how these people can get out of control in this country. It's unbelievable. Nobody can believe this is not coordinated.
You guys going back to Morocco?
Yeah. ¿Cuándo viniste aquí?
Ask them why they came here and what's the situation like in Morocco.
They came thinking that they will have work and food here, and there is not, so they go back.
How come everyone came in flip-flops? ¿Por qué todos vinieron aquí en chanclas?
Viva
Harraga! Viva Harraga وفسحة كما العالم.
What was it like the day everyone started coming in?
Lo que sé, esto es un jaleo muy grande. Nos han hecho un alboroto total.
So now we have another person going back to Morocco. When everyone came through, they actually closed down all the shops because they were afraid all the towns were about to get looted. So when all the migrants came over here, they thought they were going to get food, they were going to try to get jobs, but all the stores were closed. Everyone just came through the border. They swam from the Moroccan side. Those floaties weren't there at the time, so they all just swam in or walked across the border here.
They were swimming and walking through these rocks. Someone crossing.
So right now you have a group of people trying to swim in right now, and then you also have people being taken back into Morocco from the Spanish police. While people are actively trying to swim into Spain right now, you actually have them also sending the people back to Morocco at the same time. Looks like you have the Navy out here. Where were they out the day when everyone came through?
They came the day after this ship in order to provide support.
And how did you know that people were going to start crossing into Spain the day that they did? Because you came all the way from Madrid.
Yeah, I came all the way over from Madrid by car because from Monday I started to see in the news that a little amount of people was doing that, but not at this dimension. It started slowly and then got completely out of hands.
And so you saw it ahead of time, but the military and the police didn't.
Correct. That's a good point. I
don't believe
about that, but yes.
I
So
don't
you think
believe
they could have
that.
done something to stop this?
Yeah.
What was that? I
They
was
could
reading.
done-
I kind of
they
missed
could
it.
did something before.
No. So Nick said or asked him, or basically made a statement to say that that this guy noticed that something was wrong before the military or the government knew something was wrong. And they're like, well, yeah, I guess, but I'm saying I don't think so. These are governments that track and monitor their own citizens. They know when you post something they don't like.
Yeah.
Okay. So they like that act isn't going to fly anymore because you guys have more technology than has ever existed since the beginning of time. You guys know what everyone is saying in their bedrooms. you can't say that you didn't know this was about to happen. All right, should I keep going?
Yeah, well, I was going to say gardening just jumped into the chat.
Yay, gardening! Always fun to have you in the chat. Yeah, so we're back at Spain again. Nick just posted something and we're watching it.
For sure. That's why all the Spanish
also
people
to add
think
in
that
that,
this was...
what you were saying, Morocco not knowing that people are going to cross or whatnot, but also the Prime Minister of Spain talking about punishing anybody that posts anything about the invasion. He's working hand in hand with the whole thing then.
Look. If anyone believes a single word these people have to say about this, okay, you deserve to be deceived. I'm done trying to handhold people to say, look, it's impossible for this to have happened without these people knowing about it. All right. For example, okay, now this is a bad take. It's a bad take. I'm saying it ahead of time. Okay. It's impossible for October 7th to have happened without the Mossad knowing it was about to happen. People have said it. I love Israel. I like Benjamin Netanyahu. But what the hell happened on October 7th? Because the Mossad is the most, I would say, arguably, the top intelligence agency in the world. Okay, arguably. But how come October 7th took you guys by surprise? I'm not buying it. All right, now that doesn't mean to say, oh, conspiracy. Who dropped the ball is the question. Who dropped the ball? Was the dropping intentional? And if it was intentional, someone has to go to jail. Will anyone go to jail? I don't think so. So, well, let's keep listening to this, okay?
I have to add in here too. I just did a currency change to see what Moroccan currency is to the United States.
Yeah.
10 cents on our dollar.
10 cents to a dollar.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's about 10 Moroccan to a dollar, correct?
Yeah.
That's fine. Morocco is having fun. Nigeria is 1,500.
The only thing though is apparently they're what does it say here? Difficult economic conditions. Despite infrastructure developments, many citizens feel that everyday survival in Morocco requires too much money while earning a living wage is incredibly difficult. And I can't find nothing about information on inside of Morocco. I'm guessing they're keeping that close to the chest.
Look, anyway, we can talk about the economy of Morocco maybe after this, but anyway, I don't want to rack my brain over this, but let's keep watching this.
Kind of coordinated.
As we get away from the border, people are still in floaties coming across. You have all these people sleeping here in the back of this shop right here, and now you have lines of people waiting to get food. What did you think when you saw all these people coming across? Would you say this was an invasion?
Yes, an invasion is armed with weapons. I think this is an occupation because they are not coming with weapons. But it's an occupation, for sure. The people from Ceuta, they couldn't even eat. They couldn't even go to the supermarket for 3 days. The people of Ceuta was suffering this situation. They couldn't go to the supermarket, they couldn't go to the pharmacy, they couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't go to the street because a lot of security, a lot of big groups of guys hanging out in the street.
And now we're coming upon a big group of men, and there's no woman. I haven't seen a single woman going back or coming.
1% was woman.
So here's everyone coming in right now. Looks like they're opening up shops for people to come in and get some food. Is everyone from Morocco? Todos son de Morocco? Everyone's from Morocco. ¿Y por qué vinieron aquí? Why'd you guys come here? ¿Por qué vinieron?
بس الرجعوا له فور تراباخو فور مانجاري فور كل شيء no tengo Marruecos no mangiare no trabajo Marruecos.
How old are you guys? ¿Cuántos años tiene?
23.
Me llamo Hamza. ¿Cuántos años? 21.
Pregúntales si estaba organizado
Look at this kid.
por redes sociales.
لا لا ما قالوا الناس في تيك توك. قول لهم مغرب وما اللي بتخلونا المخزن.
The police in Morocco, they told them to come.
Right now we have this young kid translating for us. We just asked them if they came through because of social media and TikTok, and they just said that the Moroccan police let them in. Why'd you come here to Spain? ¿Por qué vinieron aquí a España?
Porque no tengo vivis a Marruecos.
¿Y por qué?
Porque no tengo vivis, no tengo trabajo, no tengo dinero.
The situation here is getting a little dicey right now. Everyone just comes out yelling. Nobody really knows what language. I'm speaking English, Spanish. They're speaking broken Spanish and Moroccan.
Amigo, gracias, muchas gracias.
Ahora a Londres, ¿dónde vas?
Amigo, Marruecos.
Europa.
Para Europa.
Europa, todo
¿Qué
Europa.
parte?
Nosotros todo Europa. Hasta, te digo yo, hasta Rumanía. Rusia necesita mano obra barata, Marruecos manda. Derechos humanos, no hay Marruecos, no hay derechos humanos. ¿No?
Okay.
Pues vamos a buscarlo, hasta en China, derechos humanos.
All the way to China.
All came through from Morocco. Where are you guys going now? Paris, Londres.
Barcelona.
ألمانيا بروكسل بلجيكا دنمارك
هولندا.
يا من يامال I love you. احنا وين نخرج؟
And how old are you guys?
El mundo.
28. He's 28. 28. 21. ¿Por qué mujeres no vinieron aquí?
Mujeres a la casa, como dice en el Islam.
All these men right here, not a single woman in sight. He said something about women in Islam. What does Islam think about women?
Yeah, he was saying that Islam says that women must be kept at home.
So they leave all their wives back in their country where there's no money, no jobs, no food, but then they come here all by themselves?
Correct.
You as a woman, how did you feel seeing 40,000, 60,000 migrants come across the border?
Me sentí amenazada. No podía salir con el bebé. No podíamos salir porque yo vivo en un ático, pero tengo vecinos que vivían en el primero y tenían miedo de que saltaran a las casas.
Wow.
Es peligroso. Porque cuando vienen en avalancha es peligroso.
How do you feel knowing that the women here feel threatened? Amenazados.
I feel very, very angry. I cannot understand how we let our own woman live with fear, running to their homes with the baby.
Oh no! When you have leftist governments, women and men are the same. Okay, you don't have to treat them differently because they want equality, so they essentially don't have any plans for protecting women. You're a bigot for trying to protect the women in your country or in your city. Gardening says, I was about to say about how they say it so bad, but yet they flee. Oh, how they say it's so bad. But how they flee and leave the elderly, kids, and women at home.
That's because they don't believe that the elderly, kids, or women have any rights.
Yeah. So the migrants that are coming don't believe the women have rights. The leftist governments that let the migrants come in believe that the women and men are exactly the same, and the women can't be affected by mass migration of military-aged men who tend to be horny. So let's just put it out
with
there.
Leftist politics, it's not a woman or a man. It's they prefer the LGBT over anything. It's a cis woman and a cis man.
And they don't count.
Yeah, they don't count. And the only time that a man actually counts is if he's non-white. I'm just being straightforward here.
Yeah. Well, let's keep going.
Like, I don't want to stay in the street. I go home. Thank you. I'm not gonna allow this. Any Spanish guy shouldn't allow this. If we are men, if we are real men, we should do something right now. We should do something right now.
And you're the only one out here.
Oh, and guess what? Okay, guess what? When the Spanish men begin to step up to do the job that the government told the military and the police not to do, guess who they're going to start arresting?
The Spanish man.
I'm the only one here from Madrid. No one didn't came with me. No one wanted to come
because they deballed all the European guys. They snipped out your balls and put them in the freezer. You guys are just disappointing, and that's why the United States has to continually send its own sons to go save your butts. It's been happening since the early 19th century. You guys Europe has become such a disappointment. All right, the last alpha Chad of Europe was Napoleon, and they shipped him off to an island to They rewarded him for being an alpha Chad by shipping him off and exiling him. And since he was shipped off, the men in Europe essentially were cocked. Seriously, like, who was the last? Anyway, let's not go there. Let's keep listening.
I was going to add in too. I got a buddy in England or in the UK. He goes by Legends online. I don't know his real name. He goes by Legends. I'll tell you right now, countless times, I'd be like, "Does Big Brother America need to come over there and save you?"
But I'll be honest. That's what it will take. And that is why there's such an effort to destroy America, because America is the last line of defense.
Yes.
If America is destroyed, Europe, the rest of the world is done. And I'm speaking politically, militarily. Once America is neutered and destroyed, the rest of the world is done. You know,
well, the only thing I would have to say about that is, if that was the case, you've got to remember that America is huge, and a large majority of us are rednecks. So if the government literally stops us, all hands down, it's going to break out.
And you're rednecks, and you love your pew-pews. So let's be YouTube friendly.
Yep, that's why I'm leaving it like that. Beer cans and shotgun shells. That's it.
All right, let's keep it YouTube friendly. Let's keep listening. Look, I am so disappointed, but you know what? I'm not surprised. Okay, just looking back at the last 100 years or more, Europe has essentially been unable to defend itself. It's been unable to defend itself. Let's keep going.
With me.
Do you think if strong men don't stand up for countries in Europe and America, they'll eventually fall?
Yes. If we don't wake up now, we will fall for sure. This is our moment. Wake up, Europe. Wake up.
Do you think it will take vigilantes to actually make a difference here inside of Europe?
I'm the fucking first vigilante here. They're gonna fear me. I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of seeing Spanish women running away in our fucking own country. I'm sick of this.
The police here only came after it took place. They're not reacting.
So you talk about he is the first vigilante, right? And vigilante. I can't speak today. Vigilantism is the only way to go about it. I can use Africa as an example on this. What are they doing? They are literally walking the streets and throwing these people out of their country.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, that was it. It was
to the cause.
Comparing.
Yeah.
That's the path that most people are having to take.
Yeah.
They're not reacting to what actually caused it to happen.
They're not reacting. They are under the orders of the government. They cannot do anything. It's only the people in the ground, only the citizens can do something. Citizens, wake up. This is our moment. We need to wake up as citizens, as European citizens.
Now we got word that there are people up in the top of the mountain hiding from the police, so we headed to the tip top. Because of how the situation got, people left the border and they started heading up the mountain of this small city, and now they're up top here in the mountain. This is where they're sleeping and standing away from the authorities up here on the top of these mountains. They're coming down right now. You have a group of them coming through right here, and this is where they're sleeping to stay away from the authorities. Right there, they had that man running away. So they're staying up here inside of the mountain, and then they're staying away from the authorities. There's another one coming out of the mountain right there. And now the military's coming through right now.
Yeah.
Military just came through, yelled at the person, now they're running back up into the mountain. Look, now there's another one coming through the mountain right here. Everyone's just coming out, popping out of this mountain right now. Two guys right there, another guy right there, another guy right there. Three guys just popped out of the mountain.
Popping out of the ground.
And this guy just ran right into the bush. And the other guys who just ducked out of the mountain just came and jumped into this brush right here. Morocco?
All right, so hold on. If you're watching this, please head on over to Nick Shirley's YouTube channel. He's about to cross into 2 million subscribers. I need you guys to go over and support him. Click subscribe to his channel. Just type Nick Shirley, Shirley. Okay, just go over and support him. Not after the live stream, please, but go over and support him because we're using his content. He's putting himself at risk. And going out to these places and filming these things, like this just happened over the weekend, and he was there within about 48 hours filming all of this. So, I want you guys to just go ahead and support him. I need to do that because, hey, we're using his content technically for free, and we just need to show him some love, okay?
Barcelona?
No more wishes. No.
So now all these guys are just coming out of the mountain. They can't get food, but they all have cigarettes somehow.
They can't get food, but they have cigarettes somehow.
¿Qué pasó aquí?
حزرة ضاربين ضربونا با الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
Well done. Thank you for letting us know.
And right now
who
they
you
have people
are.
going on runs with sticks to fight off anybody that potentially comes their way.
Really?
That's how crazy it's getting right now here. You have people living up here in the mountains. There's 20 people living behind that bush right there. These guys are all going to Madrid, and runners are running around with sticks to hit anyone if they try to attack them on their run.
Yeah.
In Spain, are you guys able to have guns? Can you own a gun?
No, it's forbidden. But military people and police, they have their own guns, and I know a lot of people here is bringing their personal weapons.
So if you're like that runner right there who doesn't have a gun, you're carrying a stick.
Yeah, correct. He's carrying a stick. A lot of people is carrying sticks. Groups of local people with sticks everywhere. Everyone, for security reasons, man.
Wow, so not guns, but sticks.
Yeah, not guns, but sticks, like in the medieval.
Welcome to Europe.
Welcome to Europe. Welcome to the medieval age.
Why do you think your politicians are allowing this to happen?
If they allow this to become the third world, they know, people in power, they know that they will be able to do whatever they want. Yeah. They will increase their power because a ruler in the third world is a real ruler.
And so you're saying in a first world country where there's order, that way the politicians can't take that much power.
Yeah.
Because there is order.
The thing here is that people in power know that if they become the third world, they will increase their power and their money even more.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because they can control the society in an easier way. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you keep this full of third worlders, you can do whatever you want if you are in power.
And your prime minister right now, according to Polymarket, he has the second best odds of becoming the prime minister again, but his odds are very low on Polymarket. But your prime minister just created a way for over 500,000 migrants to get legal status here inside of Spain. Do you think your prime minister Sanchez is trying to up his odds and his probability of becoming the prime minister once again by importing all these migrants?
Yeah, because he knows that he has a strategy, a very clear strategy. He gets the money from the taxes from the working people in Spain, and he gives away some help to these migrants, and then he easily can get boats. He's basically buying boats. Basically buying boats. That's all about that. It's all about power and money. People in church only want to have more power and more money.
All right, we're going to stop the video. Go over to his channel to see the rest of this. Now, you guys in the chat, Gardening has posted a bunch of this. She said, better keep our pew-pews. Look, I come from a third world country, and I will say firsthand that the reason why the governments in the third world can do whatever they want is because the population has been disarmed. That's one reason, but I will say this. And me just saying this has essentially triggered the YouTube algorithm. I'm sure it's having a conniption right now. The right to keep and bear arms only works in a moral and religious society. If you give people in the third world who don't have the same Christian values as the United States was built on, what you would have is chaos because of the tribalism. There's thick tribalism in the third world. And it is so bad that most tribes want to wipe out the other tribes. They want to erase them. And giving them the right to keep and bear arms tends to backfire in an atmosphere of that nature. So what is it that keeps societies or communities from being hostile and destroying themselves? It is having a moral standard that is based on, essentially Christian values. Why Christian values? After over 2,000 or 3,000 years of recorded history, when you look at the societies that have existed and you look at what has been built in Western civilization, you see that is the ideal that keeps people from essentially eating their own societies alive. So I'm just putting it out there because simply saying every society should have the Second Amendment is being optimistic. Because if you put guns in the hands of people who live in the Taliban-ruled Afghanistan, what would it look like? Okay, it will be a perpetual civil war because the people who have been oppressed will turn against their oppressors and they'll just keep fighting. There's no social contract, there's no constitution, there's no agreement. It's just a power dynamic that they want to enforce. And now they have the weapons to try to usurp the existing power dynamic. And that's what happens whenever you have a society that doesn't have the background that the United States had in its formation. So that's just me doing my little, analysis of why countries, not every country will do well if they all have guns, So, and that's why Europe can't understand the United States, because they know that if they were allowed to have guns, Europe would essentially implode. But they look at the United States, they're confused because you guys get to keep your guns and the United States hasn't imploded. So they're confused. They don't know why. But this is why.
Yeah, I'm actually over here doing research, checking out like the different countries. And right now, the only countries that recognize a right to bear arms is Albania, Guatemala, Mexico, Switzerland, the United States, and Yemen.
Seriously.
Yeah. Everywhere else has severe restrictions or complete bans, where the only people that could have a firearm is law enforcement or security personnel. Which,
that's crazy.
Honestly, that's ridiculous. I mean, take the situation we just had with In-N-Out. There was a shooting. An off-duty state trooper and a civilian got into a suppression fight with the shooter.
Hickox, you have a fan.
Well, thanks, Lynn. But yeah, in situations like that, right? Like whenever there is a situation that is going on, the police, the military, the government, they're not always around.
Yeah.
The people are. And they in these countries, again, they want to take that away from the civilians for the simple fact of well, if you give civilians a power to be able to fight back, then you can't control them as easy. I could
Yeah.
tell you right now, if the United States government just up and said, "Oh well, we're banning all firearms," guess what? You're not taking mine. We have, if you look throughout history, with corrupt kings, corrupt leaders, right? Revolts happened because these people were thinking, "Oh, me," and instead of the civilians here in the United States. And I don't know about any other country, but we have a part of the Constitution that states if the government ever
Yeah.
goes against the people, we have the right to rebuild
Yeah.
ashes.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's why the left is going after the Second Amendment. Because the
Yeah.
only way you can do that is if you have the Second Amendment intact. If you don't have the Second Amendment intact, eventually, even if you wanted to revolt against a tyrannical government, with what? With sticks?
Well, here, let me tell you a
know?
little thing, right? As a lawful gun owner, right? I could tell you that we the people of the United States have more firearms and ammunition than our military.
Yeah. And that's the way it should be.
And not only that, again, our military to defend the Constitution for foreign and domestic. You're gonna tell me that you're gonna try and take something from the American people and expect our military to stand by and actually go along with what you said? Absolutely not. Those men and women out there, they take that oath to heart. Again, that's why our Marines are called the devil dogs, right? Germans give them that name. Uh, these other countries, they want to train with our military. Why? Because whenever crap hits the fan,
Hmm?
we're standing there smiling because
Yeah.
it's about to get fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we're looking at, I honestly, it ticks me off, but also at the same time, it really puts me in a sour mood whenever I see countries like this that cannot defend themselves.
Yeah.
I could tell you right now, if a situation like that happened around here, we've got guys out here that what we call cornbread fed, 6 foot, 300 pounds. They can they could roll a truck if they wanted to. Yeah, we're not going to allow that to happen around here. We're not going to just let people walk in and destroy what's not theirs. We're not going to allow them to attack women, right? Or attack
Yeah.
anybody. Gotcha. All right, yeah, go ahead.
No,
But anyways, oh,
no. Finish your thoughts. Finish your thought. You've got some time. Just finish your thought.
okay. Well, I was gonna say, as an example, back when my wife was pregnant and she was stuck down a one lane road, and this guy was literally trying to go around her, right? One lane, trying to go around her to get in front of her. She pulls her car over so he can't, right? They're stuck. There's
Yeah.
a train. And this dude gets out of his car, goes up to her window, guess what? I wasn't there. I was either at work or I was at home. She was out doing her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 5 or 6 good old boys stepped out and made him get back into his car.
Yeah.
We look after one another. Again, with the people around the world. Whenever talking with my friend, does America need to come and say, Big Brother, America need to come and help, right? People in Africa, America, Mr. Trump, come help us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's lock and load. All right.
Yeah.
We got people that are crying out for help. That's honestly, that's my thought about America is we're here to protect those who are not protected.
Yeah.
Because these governments, oh yes, we take care of our citizens. Bull crap. Every single day that I log on or I look on my phone, I am seeing constant destruction. I'm seeing constant death. I am seeing constant grapes. It's ridiculous. Y'all are not doing anything but destroying the people that you were supposed to serve. These elites do not care about the regular people. What was it you were saying? Can't remember the exact line, but you was talking about the elites, and they have no sympathy for the average person.
Yeah.
Whereas the average person, we again with the World Cup and everything, people in America are so nice. Whereas if they're back home, if you speak to somebody, something's wrong, right? They don't casually speak to people on the street. Yeah, no, if we don't hear anything come from you, whether you're pissed off, hey, get out of my way, or hey, how's it? Have a good day. If you're walking by in silence to us, that is a problem. That means that there is something wrong with you, and now I am concerned. It's not just for you, it's about it for everybody else. So somebody could be having a bad day, right? Bridge jumpers and stuff like that. They need an ear. They need to be able to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
But I don't see that in these countries. It's if nothing changes, they're going to fall.
Okay. All right. So we need to wrap this up, guys. We need to wrap this up. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Well, we're wrapping this up because I have to rush off to pick up my kid at the daycare. But
yeah, just as an announcement, maybe Wednesday, if I can actually get my wife to do it, we can have her on the stream as well.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Oh,
she has to work tomorrow, so that's why I said Wednesday.
All right,
so we'll have to see how she feels.
All right. I am going to curb my enthusiasm. I'm just going to manage my expectations. Okay, so now you guys don't know why I'm so excited, okay? Because we talk on Discord. Guys, if you're not on Discord, what are you doing? Okay, we talk on Discord, and she jumps in. She doesn't chat in the in the live streams or anything, but she's jumped on the Discord, so she's right there right now. So if you're watching and you're not there yet, hey. So we talk, and she's amazing. So let's wait until Wednesday, see if that happens. All right, guys. We have to do a hard stop so I can make it to the daycare to pick up my son. But this was good. I have been failing woefully at stopping the live stream at the 40-minute mark or the 1 hour mark because there's so much to say. Hickox got to look at my feed, and he's seen all the news stories that I've bookmarked, and we can't talk about them because we're limited on time, and we're also limited with how much engagement we're getting with the audience. So we're trying to manage engagement, so we have to keep it to one story in order for this to make sense for people who are watching the live stream later. But maybe someday we'll be big enough so that we get to talk about whatever we want. Like I get to see 4-hour live streams, and there are thousands and thousands of people who watch the live streams. So hopefully we'll get there soon. And not just that we're pushing out content for content's sake, but that we're providing value. I love the fact that that Hickox and I get to bounce these ideas off each other. It's one thing for me to tell you what I think and what I see, but I'll tell you the truth. Okay, me being an immigrant, speaking about these issues, in spite of the fact that most of you think that I'm dead on with my breakdown or my analysis of what's going on, it's also important for me to speak with people who actually live through what's going on, who are, a part of the society, a part of the history of the country that I'm talking about, and who tend to say, hey, here's how it is. And it kind of, helps with that as well. All right, guys, before I start a second live stream, I need to go pick up my son. So Hickox, let us know, let's know if that is possible. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely, as soon as I get off here, I'm actually going to go and talk with her to see how she feels about it.
All right, not a problem. Okay, guys, I have to go. I've just been, Hickox just told me I'm taking more time than I'm supposed to. Love you guys. Talk to you soon, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.